So John Cena is finally a Grand Slam champion. And a lot of people thought, including myself, that he was going to go out without becoming a Grand Slam champion. But, the 17 never seen, greatest of all time, couldn't close out his career without becoming a Grand Slam champion. He's been there for 2 decades, did everything under the sun for the WWE. And I thought that how they did it in his hometown was great. Dirty Dom came out, talked his stuff, got the match going. They wouldn't waste John Cena's last time in his hometown, and they gave him the win. At first, I didn't think it was going to happen because the way the ref got knocked out, yada, 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 boom. Cena becomes IC champion for the first time in his whole career. So for those that don't know what a Grand Slam champion is in the WWE, it is holding the top titles or the titles, the main titles or whatever. It's better explained, right? So holding the heavyweight championships, WWE championship, the IC championship, the United States. There was at one point a European championship and tag team champion. And John Cena has never held the Intercontinental champion until recently. So the last time is now tournament is going to showcase who that person is who's going to go up against Cena for his last match, and to see if, Cena goes away with the IC title or if Cena loses and then turns that title over to the person that is, his last match. So I don't necessarily know who his last match is going to be with. But now that he's the IC champion and he may not lose it before his last match, the idea of it being Edge may not be a thing. Everybody wants Cena and Edge because they had like one of the greatest feuds of all time in the WWE. But that's hard because Edge is with AEW. The beef the WWE and AEW has, I don't think it's going to be Edge. But it should be interesting because Cena also mentioned that his last match, which is a Saturday night main event, is going to showcase NXT talent. So next talent, which is great because one of the gripes that I have with the WWE is they keep going back to the old blueprint. If they were hot back in the day, bring them back. But these guys are getting in their late 40s, 50s. And it's like, yeah, you got to really start to invest in the future. You got to put time, effort, money, energy into the new talent, because the new talent will carry the company for the next 10, 20, 30 years, right? Just like the old talent used to. So in this time of all these greats like CM Punk, you got Cody Rhodes, you got John Cena, Roman Reigns, all these guys that are constantly just around, you have to invest in your new talent. And I think Cena saying that they're going to invest in showcasing NXT talent on the last Saturday night's main event, that Cena's last appearance. I think that's great. I think ending Cena's historic career with showcasing and giving a platform for all these new talents to show off is great. Saturday night main event itself is trash. It's absolute garbage. But to show Cena's last match, people are going to watch. And then to have undercards, I like boxing, so I'm going to say undercards, to have the matches before the main event be new talent. That's just great. This is just one of the best opportunities they can have, because they can showcase and show off and see who is going to be great in the future, right? Now, win or loss is not what you're really looking for when it comes to that, but you're looking for who does it the best, who's doing great, who's moving the crowd, who's getting the boos when they're the heel, who's getting the cheers when they're the babyface, who can work under the pressure, who can actually work right, who can hit spots right, all these different things. And, Cena came in with his ruthless aggression against Kurt Angle back in the day, and that didn't fly well. And then once Cena was almost cut, he started the rapping thing and became the doctor of thugonomics. You just got to go ahead and show that you need to be in this company. And then by showing you need to be in this company, you can get to the levels of the greats like John Cena. So again, John Cena became Grand Slam champion for the first time in his historic career. And I think it's amazing. A great send-off at his hometown, a great send-off for a great superstar. And he will be in the Hall of Fame very, very soon, because again, he's named to be the greatest of all time. I mean, we all, have our arguments of who's the greatest of all time. To me, Stone Cold Steve Austin, but John Cena's up there. He's in my top 5. So I respect Cena for what he's doing. In recent years, Cena has been losing left and right to those And, he's putting people over. That's what you're supposed to do once you're starting to leave. The only thing I don't like is that this tour was botched. In my opinion, Cena's farewell tour really could have been something spectacular. Then you wanted to get a cheap pop for virality to make him heel. Okay, so then you do it, and then he turns back babyface shortly after. Then he gets decimated by Brock Lesnar just to never have Brock Lesnar come back out again. I don't get it. What's the point? Then to now hold a tournament to see the last time is now tournament to then have John Cena, be who's John Cena's last opponent, and then have him win the IC title. They're all over the place with John Cena's retirement tour. It sucks because, you really wish and hope that he would have something better. But watching the Unreal documentary, you'd think that Cena had more pull on his retirement tour. He's kind of just going along for the ride. And yes, he's going out on his own terms to an extent, but the heel turn was something that was hijacked from Cody to now being John because it was more viral, because we finally got a heel John Cena again compared to the Doctor of Thugonomics, right? So we got to understand that although Cena is the greatest of all time, the WWE did not do him a favor by giving him this farewell tour. It could have been better. It could have been much, much better with better, well thought out storylines. But I feel like in the age that we are in, the WWE only wants virality. The WWE only wants that cheap pop. And the WWE doesn't have time for that long-term storyline, right? So we're not going to get the bloodline level of detail, but John Cena, being John Cena is going to pull a crowd. It's his name. So that being said, I don't know who his final opponent's going to be. Hopefully it could be somebody new. We don't need to see somebody who he had a feud with. Great if it's Edge. But if it's new talent, somebody who gets to show off their skills against the greatest of all time, and then be put over towards the end. That is something that I would like to see the WWE do. Shake it up a little bit. Stop doing the same rinse and repeat of the old guys always winning. We need somebody new to win. We need new people in the picture of the main event. We need new people in the picture of titles. Seeing the same thing over and over, I feel like it's just a cop-out. So WWE, hopefully we give somebody a chance to go up against Cena for his last match. So